Summative case study, Syria. Learning goals. I will learn to include specific details and make connections in a visual presentation. I can identify the main idea and supporting details in a text, make connections while reading, interpret main and supporting details in a text, research and gather information about the Syrian conflict, present my findings in an informational presentation. Assessment description. Your task is to create an informational presentation based on a news article about the Syrian conflict. This assignment is worth 10% of your final grade. Step 1. Read or listen to the news article. The news article by Global News is called 7-year-old Syrian girl with viral Twitter account says goodbye after her home is bombed. View the video and then read the article. You can also listen to the article by clicking this feature here. While you are reading, make connections to the text and identify the important facts and details using the news report organizer. So you've seen this news report organizer before. You have to complete 3 of them for your ISU. You also learned how to analyze a news report, so you know what all these elements are, specifically headline, byline. These subtopics, who, what, where, when, why, how it was resolved, will all help you find the most important details from the article. So complete this news report organizer because it will be assessed as part of your summative project as well. When making connections, remember these guiding questions while you're reading. So there are 3 types of connections: text-to-self connections, text-to-text connections, and text-to-world connections. I've included the 3 guiding questions for each of them to help you while you read. Step 2. Write a reflection based on the news story. Follow the format below. Each subtopic should be 1 paragraph long, minimum 5 to 7 sentences. What do I mean by subtopics? Subtopics are description, interpretation, and outcome. So basically, 1, 2, and 3 should all be 5 to 7 sentences each. I've included a brief summary of what should be included in a description, an interpretation, and an outcome. Step 3. Research and gather information about the following topics. Maybe you have found a text-to-world connection or know a text-to-world connection already. If you don't, you will have to research a text-to-world connection. In this presentation, you're expected to have all 3 types of connections. You're also going to need to find out, where is Bana now? Bana is the young girl that's featured in the news article that you are reading. Then you're going to need to find information about the Syrian conflict. You want to provide context to this story in your presentation. So you will need to touch upon these subjects here. Why did the Syrian war begin? Who is involved? When did it begin? What is happening? And where is it taking place? You have looked at the Syrian conflict already, in very briefly. Some of those articles may help you, but if not, you'll be able to easily find these articles on, or this information on the internet. Step 4. Create an informational presentation and submit for assessment. Your presentation can be done via the following format: Padlet, PowerPoint, Google Slides, brochure, personal choice, or Prezi. Your presentation must include the following subtopics: an introduction, background to the conflict, what we just talked about, that needs to include all of this information, reflection from the article, description, interpretation, outcome, connections, text to text was up there, and then text to world. Where is Bana now? Conclusions, and then research sources. So one slide that shows the websites visited that you use to find information. When creating these slides, you might want to break each of these bullet points into a separate slide. You might want to combine them, whatever works best for you. However, I am going to ask that the reflection format be broken up into 3 separate slides. So description should be one slide, interpretation should be one slide, and outcomes should be one slide. As well as the connections. Your text to text, text to self, and text to world should be 3 different connections. When they're bold like this, conclusions and where is Vanna now, those mean, or those signify that this should be a separate slide. Be sure to include pictures, subtopics, a title page, and a creative template for each slide. Self-assess your work before submitting. So, as you can see, you are being asked a number of questions to ensure you have completed this assignment effectively. You need to click yes or no. If you find that you have a no, then you need to go back and improve to make sure that your presentation is being created to the standards that I expect. Attached is your rubric, so you can take a look at that as well. Once you're finished self-assessing, you will submit your news report organizer, your self-assessment, and your information presentation to the link below, right here. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me, and good luck.